Iburu, Iboya, Ibuche, everybody in Cyberland. Your fair Babalu, at least I hope so. Omoodum, Odileke, coming at you. Today, I would like to give honor and respect, but more importantly, speak about Babalu Aye. But before we jump in there, I want you to go ahead and hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and hit that share button. Because again, we have a goal on this channel, and that's to get to 1,000 subscribers in order for us to go ahead and start that community tab so we can get it in. And we're almost there. Thank you everybody out there that is promoting this channel. So let's jump right in. So Babalu Aye, December 17th in the Cuban faith or in the Afro-Cubano faith. But Babalu Aye is a divinity like all divinities when we study in this faith of Yoruba, that is so much African and so much so important within our faith that you will see reminiscences of Babalu Aye in Ocha, in Ifa, in Palo, and you see many essences of Babalu Aye even in some of the subsects. And when I say subsect cults, I'm talking about the Palos, the Espiritismo, I'm talking about like the Hoodoo and the Voodoo and you name it. Babalu Aye has a remnant and an energy flowing through all the subsects. Okay, and we cannot say that for too many divinities. So that goes to show you how important the energy of Babalu Aye is. So let's dive in. Babalu Aye, December 17th. That is his feast day. That's the day I want you to kind of give him some love. But what type of love? What do you mean by love, right? I mean that you grab yourself some dry wine, red wine, some dry red wine. You grab yourself a 15 dry bean combo from the supermarket. Okay? You grab a red onion, or a purple onion. I'm sorry, purple onion. You get some coconut water, and you get yourself a candle. Those are the essential tools you need in order to honor and never forget who is Babalu Aye. Mafarafum Babalu Aye. Why? Because Babalu Aye is someone that walked the earth and was able to receive it all and lose it all in a moment's notice. And there's several ways for us to remember Babalu Aye and understand who he is. Babalu Aye, in some patakis, we refer to him as receiving the raft of Olofi, who was charged of managing all the ceremonial aspects of the earth, kind of like a governor of the earth. And Babalu Aye was not very humble. Babalu Aye was a partier, but he went beyond the aspects of partying and being disrespectful and a womanizer. And I mean, you name it, he did it. So he was punished for his actions. And because he was punished for his actions, the punishment came in the form of an epidemic of disease, of just a lot of nastiness, right? So we talk about the birth of leprosy, we talk about the birth of disease, we talk about the birth of even what we got going on today, right? In 2020, we talk about COVID-19, how it spread, and it morphed into a virus, global pandemic, right? We talk about that type of wrath going into one person, right? And what it did was it stripped them of everything. People began to hate him. People began to throw water at him and say, hey, take all the badness. He became a vessel of all this uckiness, of what we call osobu arum, right? Illness. And he became basically, in essence, the walking manifestation of osobu arum. So he walks the earth to finally be cured. And this is where we touch base with Ifa when we talk about Obarakuso, right? So Obarairoso. And in Ibarairoso, this is what we talk about where now he's cured. Olofi has now blessed him because not only did he listen and was able to humble himself and go to the feet of Ifa where he went with Orula, and Orula gave him the ebo to do and whatnot. He did the ebo. This is where he meets the two dogs, and the two dogs come with him. And long story short, Babalu Aye now receives the blessings of Olofi because he was able to endure the sacrifices and the wrath that came down. He was able to never lose faith and always look for a way. Where people will give up, Babalu Aye didn't. So why is that so important for you to understand? Babalu Aye is the manifestation of, yes, diseases and pandemics and whatnot. But he's also the manifestation of what the human soul, what the human being is able to do, all right, through sacrifice, through dedication and never losing faith. You will be rewarded. That's the side of the pataki that a lot of people don't see. People think Babalu Aye and they think, oh, Iku. They think, oh, Empiritismo, because Babalu Aye, works with the Eguns and Iku's always near him, and he, through the diseases, there's death. But they forget that Babalu Aye, and then for those who need to do a little bit more research, look up the sign. Look up the sign. Obarairoso will tell you. That is where we need to start to remember, don't lose faith. Babalu Aye is a symbolism of hope, a symbolism of faith, a symbolism that we can all be great. And not one thing in this world, not one disease, nothing can beat us unless it's our time. And if it's our time, then it's our time. We don't fight that. That is Babalu Aye. So please don't ever forget that. Babalu Aye, when we talk further about him, we understand, no different than what I spoke to about earlier, he touches many aspects of our faith, of the Yoruba religion. He has many we right? When we talk about what his crossover into Ifa, where he became Oluwo Popo. We talk about his terrestrial line, where he's Babalu Aye, walking the earth, doing the things that he does, that caused him to get, I guess, punished by Olofi's wrath. But we can never remember, or we should always remember, truly, at the end of the day, who he is and why we give thanks to him. Because if there's one thing that I want to leave you with, is that in Obarakuso, this is where we talk about the dangers that surround us. And a lot of times, it is of our own making. It is of our own belief system. It is of our, hey, you have to go do an ebo because it came out of the council and we don't go do it. It's by our own hand. And whenever we get in trouble, whenever we see that something is not working in our favor, is when we want to run to the divinities, and we want to light a candle, and we want to do an obra, and we want to do an adimu. This faith is for life. This faith, if you treat it right and you do things the way you're supposed to do it, will open up the doors, will clean the paths, will put you back in line where you were designed for. And where does it begin? With hope. Where does it begin? With faith. And who teaches us that? Babalu Aye. A lot of people forget that the guinea pepper, the little black pepper that we use in this faith a lot, is something that we use in medicine in Ifa that is prescribed by Babalu Aye. I'm just telling you some of the things so that you could connect the dots, so you can understand more. Babalu Aye is a beautiful divinity. Mafarakum Babalu Aye. And may he bless us always. And may he continue to watch over me, my family, my spiritual family, my physical family, biological, it doesn't matter. Everybody in YouTube land, you are my family. May He watch over you all through this COVID pandemic so that we can all be blessed, because we all have hope and we all have faith. Now let's believe in Him and let's give thanks to Him on this day. With that said, I don't want to get on a tangent. I'm Babalu Aye. I love Babalu Aye. I think he's a fascinating divinity. I think he is a divinity you have to study within this faith in order to fully engulf yourself in this faith. For any Babalaos or anybody who has Awofaka or Ikofa, which is Mano de Orula, and has anything to do with Obara, especially if we talk about Obara Iroso, you should especially give thanks to Babalu Aye. And with that said, Iburu, Iboy, Abu Cheche, Cyberland. It is my pleasure as always. Thank you for tuning in. There you have it. A little piece of Babalu Aye, who he is, and don't forget his feast day. Ache.